My name is Jadwiga and I am a librarian at the Sterling Heights Public Library. Thank you for joining me and watching this episode of First Rate Reads. It is the 17th episode in the series, so if you have not seen the previous ones, please check them on our library Facebook page or SHTV1 YouTube channel. Today my reading suggestions will mainly describe various family dynamics, relationships between couples, between parents and children, or between siblings. This story is set in the suburban town and portrays the bond between two neighboring families. The connection between the children of the families will be put into the trial after a tragedy. For the characters of the novel, it will take a few decades to learn the truth about their marriages, family connections, and the power of forgiveness. Frances and Lena Gleason and Anne and Brian Stanhope are neighbors. Frances and Brian are friends, and they were working together as police officers in NYPD. One day the tragedy happens, and it will change their lives forever. After many years, the children of Gleasons and Stanhopes, Kate and Peter, fall in love. They will have to overcome many obstacles, from their childhood memories to the adults' resentments. This story is full of hardship, but also generosity, tenderness, and the power of forgiveness. My second pick for today is also a multi-generational story about two sisters growing up in 1950s Detroit, Jo and Betty. Mrs. Everything by Jennifer Weiner. When we meet these two characters, Jo is a bookish tomboy who is ready to change the future of the world, and Betty is a pretty good girl. You might think that their future is predictable, but once a book takes us through a few decades, it is Jo who ends up as a proper mother of two, and Betty is the one who lives the life of the adventure. It is a good story about overcoming hardships and traumas, about confronting your dreams with the reality, and finding your place in the world as a woman. The third book for today is a part of a series called Paradise. Winter in Paradise by Hildebrand. I think this one is a good summer read. The main character, Irene Steele, lives her perfect life. She has a beautiful home, a husband, and a family. And then one day she's getting a shocking message. Her husband was found dead on the St. John Island. The details of his death are pretty mysterious, so Irene decides to go to the island and get it straight. Her two adult sons are accompanying her in this journey. When they get to the island, they make a shocking discovery. A good husband and a father had a secret second family. It is a really good beach story with a little intrigue in it. And if you like the first book, you can continue reading the series. The next book that I am going to talk about today is Lights All Night Long by Lydia Fitzpatrick. I bought this book on one of the Michigan's book festivals, where the author was one of the speakers. The author tells the story of 15-year-old Ilya, who comes from Russia to Louisiana for a 1 year as an exchange student. Ilya is a very smart and strong-minded student who dreams about leaving his hometown and traveling to America. His brother, Vladimir, from the other hand, gets himself constantly into trouble by taking drugs and skipping school. Right before coming to the US, Ilya's brother was charged with 3 murders and put into prison. Ilya believes that his brother is innocent and is determined to prove it. This book shows the dynamics not only between 2 brothers who try to find the way to each other again, but also the dynamics between the hosting family and Ilya. My last recommendation for today is The Vanishing Half by Britt Benn. This one is again an emotional, multi-generational family story that takes us from the deep south to California, from the 1950s to the 1990s. It is also an exploration of American history, personal decision, desires, and expectations. Identical twins, Desiree and Stella Vince, grew up in a small southern black community. They ran away from there at the age of 16. After many years, one of the sisters lives back in her hometown with her black daughter. The other one passes for white, and her husband doesn't know anything about her past. Their stories will connect again when the next generation represented by their daughters meet. This book has a very engaging story that explores multiple reasons why people sometimes feel and think that they have to live than something different than their origins. These are all recommendations that I have for you today. Thank you for watching. During the summer, we will take a break, and hopefully in the fall I can come back with more videos and more reading suggestions for you. Stay tuned and take care.